to my channel. My name is Lizzie. Hope you're doing well. We are going to do a look at your past life and a look at your current life, and we're going to compare and contrast what's similar, what's not. Why did you go through things in the past? Why are you going through things now? The goods. Let's look at your past life. I always like to do precognitive things. In the beginning of these, this is my past life deck. I'm going to shuffle and pick a couple cards that I feel are going to call out. Galactic, Celtic, Hunger, the Hunger card, and the Ships. Ship card. I don't know if that's travel or transformation, but the card with the ship. The Hunger card. Hunger and Blessings or something like that. Celtic. Galactic. Persecution. Alright, let's see what we got. Knighthood. Monk or nun, but I'm not going to take it. Scribe or writer. I will describe all of these. Health. Galactic. There's one. Asia. Spirituality and religion. I draw quite a few of these, by the way. Forgiveness. This tells me the juice of your life. Ships. Spouse. There's two. Communal living. Romantic relationship. I'm sorry, karmic relationship. Medicine woman or man. Male, female. Celtic. What other ones did I say? The Hunger card hasn't come out yet. And persecution. High priest, priestess. Egypt, I saw it on the bottom of the deck. Transportation, I'm not going to take it. I think it just goes with the ship. You lived in a time of traveling by ships. Vows, again referencing love, relationships is a big thing here. Finances, unrequited love. Oof. Let's draw three more and we'll start your reading. Farm Pact. Trust and faith. Food and Hunger came out. Greco-Roman. Bottom of the deck. Lessons and Blessings. That's actually two cards. Remember I was like Food and Hunger and Blessings or something? And they came out together. That's a fucking great bag. I don't think all of the ones I called out that I didn't get persecution. Let's see. Mother's on the bottom of the deck. Top of the deck. imprisonment, or slavery. If the next card is persecution, I'm going to pee a little. Nope, farm. So I think your mother in this life, I think, was a farmer. You were not orphaned. Cool. Love life, again, is the number one reason why you are here today. Alright, so I've kind of been lining this up as we go. Galactic is always a star seed, which is relevant for past life. We've been here many, many times. We're not going to talk about all of your lives. I'm going to try to hone in on one. I'm not sure yet whether you are the female or the male in this love relationship, but this involves a male and female. So this would be a straight relationship in this life that we're talking about. It doesn't mean you have to be straight in this current life. We have a karmic relationship, a spouse. I think you married, the first time was kind of like something that was probably put together. Or because of a circumstance, like you got someone pregnant or you got pregnant by someone. It wasn't real love, it was unrequited. It taught you a lot. I think you fell in love with someone, but they weren't in love with you. I could have made you a bit jaded over here with trust and faith and forgiveness. This made you bitter and angry, or this person took you down a dark path, made you care more about 3D based things. So you only cared about money and your status for a while, but I do see that change for you. You ended up finding real love, which I'm sure we're going to dig more into that. You worked with food and hunger lessons and blessings. I think you came from poor, meager beginnings, and you are someone who became wealthy later in life because you lived in Egypt and Asia. You traveled a lot. You have multiple faiths here. Communal living is prevalent. You came from like the ghetto, the hood, but you got a job that leveled you up. This in modern day would be like working for the government, making the good money, being a police officer, being a soldier, something that got you up and out of poor living, took you away from your home and family. But I think you always kept in contact with the orphan in reverse. You kept in contact with your family through letters, but I don't know once you left if you ever truly saw them again. I think throughout your life you always corresponded. Maybe you did travel to visit them on and off, but back in the day traveling took a lot of effort and a lot of time. So once people left home, they never really came back again unless they settled in the same area once they were married. You could have gone back home. I'm sure we'll get more into that. But I do feel a strong connection to family through letters. I think that's where their writing comes here. Through here, but we have medicine man or woman health, like shaman energy, spirituality, and religion. I think you were like a counselor, a healer of mind and spirit. I don't know if you were somebody who made like potions or medicines. You could have been later in life, or this could be someone you met, married, could have been a healer, a Native American or somebody of a different race than you. Or you wrote books about all of the places you traveled to and what they used for medicine. You could have been like somebody who was making medical books, like you would just travel to different areas. Although you weren't a doctor, you were like an early journalist, detective, like why do you put that on that cut? What does that do? How do you make it? And you just were recording things. I don't think you were an actual doctor yourself. I think you just felt very important to start documenting health. Because for somebody who grew up in the ghetto, I feel like everything that you sort of did early in life was with consideration of I'm going to come home and use this to help my people. I really do feel like you did that, but on a grander scale. I don't know if you just helped your community, but with multiple countries here, I think you later became someone who traveled to help through the military, through like an early Peace Corps. You could have been in with the church, traveling with the church to places where people were suffering to help them. You could have worked with prisoners, people who, I heard Jezebels. You know, prostitution was a big thing back in the day, but there's a lot of honor. Like you couldn't be a certain way and get married. So I think you helped people reform their lives and come back to the church as well. But the love thing seems to be the biggest talk. But I do feel like you were always helping people heal, teaching them how medicines from different areas, showing doctors what you learned, helping them because you grew up in on a farm. Like wherever you went, you helped them grow food. But I think the majority of why your lives and this life coming together, why we're here today, is because your love lives are similar and not so much. Maybe other things are similar, but we'll get into it. Let's talk a little bit about who you were as a person. I'm not really sure if you're a man or a woman. I'm going to see what comes out. I'm using a lot of self-made decks because there isn't a lot of past life stuff on the market. And this just helps me. Mia Hamm, my favorite female athlete. Shout out to Mia Hamm. Love you! Britney Spears. Jen Lawrence. Whatever one comes out more of, I'm taking as that it was your gender. Selena and Head Bitch in Charge. Let's see what comes out for the masculines. And I feel like the other one might be the bad or the good spouse. Captain America, Spider-Man, Sonny Koufax, Conor McGregor. Okay, so I think you were a female, even if you're a male, doesn't matter. I've seen my lives as both. I've been female and male. Alright, so in this life, you were the female. So Mia Hamm, to me, reference you are an athlete, somebody who took care of themselves. Maybe that's what the knight comes from. Maybe you were like a top athlete for like a king or a queen, so you would travel, but while you were traveling, you would use your fame, status to help around you. Britney Spears, very sexy, very high sex appeal, went a little bit postal, had a bad breakup. Head Bitch in Charge, people were afraid of you. You had an aura. You were more masculine than you were feminine. Jen Lawrence, klutzy energy, life of the party, funny. Selena could have been Latino, curvy body, but very toned. Like Selena, her arms and her tummy were like locked down, but she still had an hourglass shape. Could have been a singer, or could have been killed by gunshot, killed in battle. Maybe not even meaning, maybe you got caught up in a battle. I kind of feel like you were male. I know that more females came out, but I'm just like, I feel like Spirit keeps saying no. Let me fix this. Give me a card, please, that shows the character of this person and the gender, if you could. Both male and females are represented in this Marvel deck. Wolverine. It is male. Right. And Doctor Strange, 2 males. And Thor popping up. But then we have She-Hulk and Howard the Duck. Okay, so I think the feminine that you married in life was very dominant. Had a curvier body, healthier, though I don't feel like this person was fat. Well, not that it matters. Why body is it so important? Maybe body is important to you in this life. Maybe you're an athlete because you have Conor McGregor and Mia Hamm. Athletes. You both could have been athletes. You both could currently be athletes. Sonny Koufax was a little bit of a hothead. Basket Case turned it around, though. Britney Spears, same thing, turned it around, though. Spider-Man, hero energy. Head bitch in charge. Rulers. Captain America, again, that knight energy. So you were like a battle. You were like the champion. Because you have Thor, Doctor Strange, and Wolverine. Like Wolverine and Thor, hot-headedness, a little bit of vanity. I think that could be prevalent here. You cared very much about your body, and so did your person. Like health and fitness was definitely something you guys are known for, and being athletes or just being really good warriors. I'm not sure if they had women warriors, but I'm pretty sure that they did. Like, especially if they were manly, or big, taller. Like, I don't know why I'm thinking Game of Thrones. Oh, I forget her name now. I haven't watched that show in forever. Let's get back into your personality, your character, what you were like. Your love life came out when I was trying to describe you, so it's definitely prevalent here. I think you were known as a power couple. So let's see how people saw you, like what energy you gave up to the public. Starfish, you were a star, well known, star athlete, star champion. Panther, protector. People felt safe. We can't lose. With this so-and-so on our side, kind of getting Achilles energy, like a known warrior. You could even been a gladiator. You were fierce, feisty, protective, and you were known for it. Respected for it. B, always busy. Part of a hive, part of a community, part of a team, soldier. Firefly, you were the leader. Like the public face of the military. Like you were a brand, if you will. Eagle, yeah. Helping raise morale. Like you definitely were glorified. Like when you would go on missions and it would leak back. Just like the Wild Wild West. You know, I'm not sure all of it was true, but they would talk up the crimes and what they did. And people would talk, yeah, Octopus, you fought and had your hands in a lot of things in politics, wars, business. Well, you are very smart, very wise, a good strategist. You could always see what's coming. You always were rising above. Cosmic Egg, you were special. You had that it factor. Since your person came through, let's talk about the karmic, like the unrequited love. What was the public view of them? Phoenix, powerful. They're strong, feisty, fierce. Leader, golden egg. Could have been a queen here. Someone in a position of power just like you. No, I think they had more status than you. They could have been more famous than you. With this phoenix, golden egg, cobra. Yeah, royal. Raccoon. But they were shady. They were like the outcasts. I kind of feel like they would abuse their title almost like, you know, the whole debate of like Harry and Meghan abusing their title. This person rode their status hard, made a lot of pageantry and like diva. They were good at something though. They were known for something. It's not like they were totally useless, but I'm getting diva. Had an entourage, a list of demands, like, you know. Let's talk about the person. I feel like the second marriage. the true one, the not karmic. Sea serpent could have been someone who worked on sea. You did have ships. This could have been someone you traveled with. Like you could have been married to a queen or like someone within the royal family, and you only like saw them when you came back on visits for royal events. And you could have had just an affair with this person that you traveled with at sea, or this could be like somebody who didn't really have any status, a healer, frog. You left a relationship, changed your whole life for this person. They moved around a lot. Fox. They were very skittish, leery of you. I think in your life that you kind of had women throwing themselves at you, even if you're a woman now. This person didn't give you the time of day. They knew who you were, and they wished to stay away from you. But dolphin, they were a friend. They had a laugh that you liked. The people liked them a lot. With this fox, they saw them as skittish, but a good person, friendly, someone who came through a lot, very powerful. Crow had that witchy energy, mysterious energy. People couldn't peg this person. Whereas the vanity diva, people could peg them like, oh God, right quick. I think everybody could. Let's see. Let's see how your energy, how your heart really was as a person. Not how people saw you, but how you actually were. The Grace. You lived that knighthood to the letter. You lived your uniform to the letter. You were on a divine path. You cared. The fortune teller. So you were a psychic visionary, psychic medium. And you were open about it. You called out your predictions and they came true. Conor McGregor came out. He also did that too. The free spirit. Yeah, you were never allowed to be caged. You didn't let anybody tell you what to do. You always did your own thing. To me, though, it just feels like you were a trendsetter, a trailblazer, like you opened the path for something new. The Priestess. Yeah, powerful spirituality. People thought the gods favored you, or that you were a god. Let's see about your karmic person. What was their truth? The Protector. So they could have been somebody in like your security team. I think they were protective of you. They could have had to protect you in a sport, or protect you like if you were a gladiator and you were fighting, eventually you would have lost, but maybe like a princess or something fell for you and took you out of that gladiator life. Like they protected you from, they were a means to an end. I think it's why you got into it. But people saw them as your savior that took you out of something, or helped you heal even. Always defending you. The Visionary and the Mask in reverse. They had a lot of great ideas, but I think, to me, this is like somebody who took credit for other people's ideas. With the Mask in reverse, they were authentically themselves. They were open with their vanity. They didn't really care what people thought. They could be a psychic as well. This person manifested you, used their position to get you. Protecting. Look, this kind of person didn't have a place in whatever status they were hoping for. They were kind of like low man on the totem pole. So they needed to marry someone with some clout, or marry someone that would give them some respect and keep them in the game. And I think you were both a means to an end for each other. Let's talk about the person you fell in love with. What was their truth? gardener. So could have been a farmer. Somebody very earthly, nourishing, builder, very homey vibe, very sweet, homemaker. My throat chakra was almost closed. The symbol. And the guardian. Ooh. This person could get signs through nature. They were very connected, a definite shaman healer. I think they grew and made medicine. I think this person you met when you were like sick or something. This person that you were with probably didn't give a shit. Probably didn't even come and check on you. But this person nursed you back to health and you fell in love with them. They became the symbol of who you wanted to be. They changed your heart from vain to being more giving and set you on this path to helping others. It's like they basically pulled your head out of your ass and got you to stop spending money on yourself and give back. Remember where you came from energy. The dreamer. This person always had dreams of a free world, very hippity-dippity vibes, which I think you liked because it was very different from this person over here that was like a noble and had everything and they didn't think or consider others. Just like rude energy. Overall, you as a person, if they like talked about you at your funeral in this life, what would they have said? Insta-famous in reverse. You worked hard to get the status that you got. You didn't just get anything handed to you, but I think the first person that married you claimed that they made you who you are when it ended. Tried to trash your name, but I think the collective public around you always thought that you had earned your place, that you fought hard, that you gave your heart to everything. The High Priestess came out again. You're a visionary. You saw what needed to be done, or you saw a need and you helped and fulfilled it. You were the life of the party. People were happy to see you. You brought joy in music. I think music was a passion for you even in this lifetime. You could have been known as a partier, wanderlust. You were not afraid to go where nobody had gone before. Always looking and seeking adventure. Always, like, never settling. There's never an end to exploration and travel. You traveled your whole life. You always loved meeting new people and going to new places. The programmer in reverse, the magician. With this Insta-famous in reverse and the magician in reverse, like your predictions didn't always work in this lifetime when you called them out. So people didn't always believe in your psychic and vision, but I think they did come true just a lot further down the road than you had anticipated. All right, let's talk about what you did for a living. I'm going to use a deck here. This is where I'm going to start. Actually, let me back up because I want to describe a little bit about your life right now. See how it compares to this life so far. Let's start comparing. Titanic. Think about Titanic. When Rose got on that boat, she was miserable. She was with someone she didn't want to be with to elevate her own status. She had pressure from her family, and she was rebelling. Met somebody beneath their status and fell in love, tried a bunch of new things. I think you're going to fall in love with someone who comes from far less than you. The vow. The vow talks about two people in love. She gets amnesia, forgets how they fell in love, but this person loves their wife and hopes that they come back. It's like, to me, there's some kind of complication. You forgot why you love, or you forgot how to love. It's like relearning what love is to you. trying to break away from toxic relationships and really maybe you're reevaluating a relationship or a partner. Why is the Vow here? The Devil Wears Prada. Alright, so think about in The Devil Wears Prada, she starts a job and she's making fun of it and she's not taking it seriously and she's a completely different person. And as she started doing the job, she changed and evolved into her. It was a better person and it elevated her life, but her lover and her realized that they just didn't jive anymore and they broke up. So you're either in a situation where you feel like you forgot that you love each other, you forgot why, you're just miserable, you're feeling unfulfilled, you're feeling very different, and that's where you were in your past life and why your life now is mixing with this person. So let's talk about you a little bit. Let's describe you compared to this past version of you. See if we can get your current gender as well. Jubilee, so female, could be non-binary here. Captain Marvel, so you could be a female this time. Seize the day, you're a go-getter. You still have that athlete in you, that champion energy. Be bright, be fearless even in the dark. Still that trendsetter. Still, people look up to you still. You still have that star quality. You could be a celebrity, or will be one day. Let's talk about your energy. How do people see you in this lifetime? The Sage and the Warrioress. So you are a female. Wise, wisdom, and strength. There isn't anything you can't do or overcome. Drama queen, but you hide yourself. I think maybe you've had a lot of drama in your life, or you just like the drama. Maybe known for a bit of causing drama. Ooh, practical magic is popping. You could be a witch. Doesn't have to be. Let's see. What do you do currently? Cop is popping to me. Doesn't have to be. This could be dreams you once had as well, or things that just describe your likes. Navy, so you could be in the military. Travel agent, still traveling. Fireman, costume designer. Sympathy, I don't think that's supposed to be in here. Maybe that means like psychologist or an empath. Journalist, still writing and documenting. Entertainer. Mortician. Let's see what you did in your past. Most of these probably wouldn't have been invented, but it's giving me kind of an idea of what you could have done. Dance teacher. There's that music energy, party energy. Mayor. So you were definitely in charge of at least a village. Accountant. You could have been good with money, or were in charge of managing everyone's finances. Animal rescue. I think you just saved farms. Bomb tech. In the military, there wasn't bombs. Maybe you made gunpowder. Priest, nun. Definitely were very into religion. Health, home, business inspector. Making sure people knew how to take care of themselves. Bad health. Look. Traveling doctor. Army, medic. You had Navy come out. Now you have Army. Bartender, bar owner. I think you owned a business that gathered people together as well. Anxiety doctor. There it is with the sympathy. Helping people like with war trauma. I see a lot of similarities between the two of you. Let's get a little bit deeper. Let's talk about your past life. Builder, counseling, travel, environmentalist. You're on the right path. And time to decide. So yeah, you traveled around. I think you were like a township. Like if you married somebody in the royal family, you weren't a part of the official court, but because you were a royal, you got some land, some people to manage, and all of that. Everything you grew or did eventually went up to the castle and to help keep your family in rule. So I think you were a lower level royal. You traveled inside. You cared about the people. Like you weren't like a shitty Lord Manor person. Like you made sure they had traveling doctors. You made sure that they were producing because you had a quota to fill for your own people through winter months and for the castle. I don't know why I keep like, and for the castle, like it's behind me. I don't know. But you definitely were always building up whatever you were in charge of. You wanted it to be the best. You made a lot of money. You made a lot of people in your communities a lot of money. I don't feel like people went hungry. You cared a lot about mental health. I think you took people who had been fighting for a long time and just traveling with whatever king and queen they worked for, and they were displaced, and you took in a bunch of people not from that area, and you created in a way inbreeding, like people in a city who have access to multiple different cultures, whereas in this world that wasn't always like that. So you were a trendsetter. You cared about the planet, you cared about the animals, and you cared about the people, and I think you fared well. And I think people just kept voting you in power because you cared about them. And I think because you had so much favor with the people, when you did go to the castle, when you did sit at the round table or whatever royals did, your voice was heard because you had the favor of the people. And the royals always wanted to have the favor of the people at the end of the day. They wanted to be remembered as good kings and queens. Let's talk about your life now. Travel. So you still move around. You still are a traveling angel, moving where you're pulled to go. Options was on the bottom of the deck. Strength. You're a very strong leader. You're very strong in distressful moments. You could be with the CDC. You could be a traveling detective. You could be traveling for the military, traveling for business. But whatever you do, you have a strong aura. Your strong leadership. You trust your instincts, and I think you still have a psychic ability. You're still an empath. You've always been in tune with people. You could still work with psychology. Light and love. You could help people find love, or you're always a hopeless romantic, or just be someone into the occult, open to it. You have a family, or that's what your dream is, to have a strong partnership with kids, power couple. You still love music. You could be a musician. Maybe you heal now through music and family. Yoga. You could be a yoga instructor. I just feel like you are in tune with your body and mind, and you encourage others to do the same. Yeah, you are in a leadership. You could be very wealthy and doing well. You could be a tarot reader, or just be very into the occult yourself and gifted at whatever area you are in. Let's talk about your past life. How you died, what you did. This is where the deets come in. This one's a little bit longer because I'm giving you 2 lives. Yep, confirming you were divorced. You had siblings. You were a part of the royal family. You were one of the firstborn, the secondborn, thirdborn. I think you were like the 5th, 6th down the row there. You married more than once. So they are confirming you had the wrong love and then you had the right love. You were in a leadership role. You definitely were a lord mayor of something. You were a humanitarian and helped take care of people in your time, confirming everything we have said. Hover mother. You had a mother that was a little bit of a smotherer. Very trusting. A lot of people trusted you. You trusted your mother even though she was a smotherer. You set an example in society. People change their actions based upon the example you set. You create a change in your life in a big way. Remember what I said when you came to the castle? They listened because they saw the work you were doing and they were proud of you. Even though you were a lesser sibling, I think you were beloved. You were favored by the people in leadership. Like, you pulled your weight. You always met your quotas. You always helped when you were asked. They didn't skimp on, money towards you, and you used that money well. That's why, back in the day, the castles, they had the castle in the city, but then they had parishes all around which would supply the things that they needed to rule their kingdom, like trade or feed their people and themselves, to have the status, the life, and for other countries to see them in a grandiose way. The whole country supported the kingdom. So whatever region you were in, that was a producing region. People liked to travel there. People produced happily. You had low crime rates. You had low hunger. Like, they just said this is how all parishes should be. You were probably somebody who they asked to go, hey, so-and-so is doing a shit job. Will you go down there and see what's going on with them and see if you can fix it, because we're losing money over here? And you'd be like, sure, no problem. We need to be the best kingdom. Like, you were very proud of your people. You were very proud of your family. You weren't somebody that was after their crown. They could trust you, that you came from the heart. You came genuine. And everybody saw that. You changed the world and history with your life's work. There you go. I think that you were remembered far greater and far more loved than the actual prince, kings, queens that were in court boasting about your success that you earned. You were the quiet one. You didn't take credit. You allowed your siblings to take credit for you because you were a genuine humanitarian. You just wanted to help, and if by letting them gloat shooed you some more money to help other people, you took it on the chin. You weren't vain. Had many siblings, but lost them young or as a young adult. So although you were down the line, I think throughout your life you got closer and closer as those siblings fought for the seat or had illnesses. Africa, so that could have been where you're from in this time period, or where you ended up. You got out of a bad, rough marriage in a time most didn't. You married again, and it was a very happy relationship. So you were like the first person to dare getting a divorce in your time, or maybe not the first person, but the first person in your area. Like, people are like, you did what? You probably got a lot of shame for it. Maybe you lost some status with the royal family for deciding to do that, but you don't really care because you were a romantic. You fought in wars. And we have Rome, so there's that gladiator energy. Anything else we need to know in the celeb world? So yes, you were definitely a famous person inside a famous military or a famous royal family of some kind. You could have married in or were born in yourself. You were short for the time. You could not read or write, no schooling. Maybe that's what the scribe was. Maybe you had a scribe writing. You were not close with your family. Oh, okay, so they're correcting. Remember how I said you stayed close to your family? You smother mother. Maybe you were resentful. Glasses, contacts. That's why okay, so you could read and write. But you couldn't after a certain point because you needed glasses stronger than what they were making. You were probably somebody who was probably considered blind, but I feel like this came later in years. And I think you were close with your siblings. I don't think you had your mother. I think this mother is the person that you married. like their mother was smothering, or they just smothered the shit out of you like a smother mother. Shy, bashful person, soft-spoken, timid nature, fun-loving. So you're very sweet. But there is an energy, you know how the family took credit for your work. Maybe you really just didn't love them, and it was always a play, like you didn't give a shit, like you only were close to them for like seasonal events and to go collect the money you needed. But as far as telling them about your life, I don't think you had a relationship. It was more of like correspondence of, hey, I need this. It was like business. Distant horizons. Yeah, you left the court. You didn't want to be on the inside buzz, even though you were famous. Unexpected income. You married into something successful. Message of concern and child. So you married because I think you were off at battle. I think you got someone in the royal family pregnant, and this was a big no-no. So this person had to kind of, I think you already had a status with people. I think you were already beloved. So although this would have been a death sentence for somebody for knocking up a royal without being married and ruining someone forever, they accepted this marriage because of the status you had as like an athlete, if that made sense. You had a child. That's why you married, not for love. Courthouse, yeah. You got that divorce. But this also put you in the court. You married this person. I think you had a child with this person, and you left this person and your child in the court, and you just kept traveling. You never loved this person. This person never loved you. They used your status. Coffin. Ooh. Maybe your wife died, or a child. Poverty. So you lost everything. You lost all your money, all your status by divorcing this person. You are no longer a royal because you married someone who was like a peasant. You gave up your position in court. You gave up everything, your lord and mannerdom for this person. And the people respected you more for it. What you thought was going to destroy you, you just, I feel like, moved on from the old life. You used your status, like, I don't know if you were in charge of things anymore, or if you just, instead of going from being in charge of a whole parish, you're just in charge of a simple manor. But you had a lot of honor as a military person. You were very respected. I think that this is what to be honest, I think the people wanted you to stay in your position despite your discrepancies, and I think that overall it was granted. We have imprisonment and courtship. However, that the one way to keep you in check was you can keep your status, you can keep your high honor, but you can't marry the person you love. This was a spiteful energy from the person you divorced, demanding of their family. Like, he's embarrassed me, I'm a royal, he divorced me, we have a child, he's leaving me to rot in court in this shame, I want him locked up. The court passed on that because you were one, beloved by people. I think people would have rioted and helped you. You were an important person, and they needed you where you were. So they said, all right, we can't imprison them. We need them to provide for us. Or you were the sibling that they were protecting you. Like, look, you can have the divorce, but you have to be like a priest now. You have to say that you're giving up for the cloth for faith so that you can keep your high honors. So maybe you had to keep this relationship secret, including from your own family, because we have message, main female. There's a secret correspondence, like a secret courtship, because your hands were tied. I kind of do feel like you were, I don't care if you married into this royal, you became more important than the actual person you married, because they were just very vain and annoying to everybody. Or if you brought them in, they were just like, get rid of them, let's move on with our lives. But you can't marry again because you'll shame the family. Divorce wasn't heard of. Anyway, you were concerned about this. Maybe the person, you lost everything and they locked up this female because they were spiteful. The person you left. If they were the royal, they could just imprison anyone they wanted, and you could have heard about this and used your status to do something, become the official person, or you got official help. To me, this is reading, I think you had to serve some time, because divorce was a crime back then. You were concerned about how people would see you because you cared about the uniform you wore. In the end, people respected you. I think they saw the truth of your person and who they were, and you risked it all for love. And I think they saw that you and your second person that you married became a power couple anyway, so I think they overall liked that person better. So I don't think anybody was sad that you actually divorced. It was just like divorce was an actual crime. So I think back in the day. So I think that they put you in jail for it. Let's see what's going on currently in your life now. Score the goal. Praying on my knees. Forgive me, please. You could have gotten someone pregnant, but you're in love with someone else, just like this person. Had to marry because they got pregnant. You could have got yourself in that situation. You care too much about what other people say and do. Just like in your past life, before you made that decision to say fuck it. Yeah, strong moral character. Like, I have a child, I have responsibilities. You went through the same complex in your past life. You suffered with that person being miserable in love with somebody else. You're doing the same thing in this life. They won't believe my truth. Don't worry so much. Everything will work out in the end. Worrying won't solve any problems or bring you any answers. All it does is raise your blood pressure and cloud your judgment. Past life talking to you. Mean what you say. You're a powerful manifester, so what you put out in the universe, be willing to stand by it. You still have the strong moral character. You still are a respected person in your community. You don't think that this person will believe your feelings. I don't know why that is. Or you just don't think the public will believe you about somebody horrible. I'm tired of waiting for you. I feel like moving on from this. So you have somebody in your life not willing to wait for you to leave a karmic. You don't give me enough attention. It's hurting my feelings. So I think you had a secret affair with somebody in your past life. You could be having a secret situationship or an affair with somebody who is giving you a demand. Leave them or lose me. And you're at that same crossroad. Your ego cost you me. So you lost somebody you deeply love. I stay away because right now I'm not ready and I'd only hurt you. That's why you're staying away. You want them, but you have laser vision. You're locked on something here. Playing the fool. You're acting a certain way with the person that you have a child with or that you're with. Chasing pavements. I think you are trying to get out in a sneaky way. Like you're playing the game too, like you played back in the day, like you had to be good with the royal family to get more money. Yeah, you learning the same karmic lessons. You got caught up on money and stuff and fake love. You're waking up to it. Stop overreacting. You don't have all the facts. You don't need to panic or worry because everything is happening as it's meant to. Breathe, relax, and laugh. Everything is perfectly fine. Everything is going to click for you as long as you are learning the lessons and growing and you're not procrastinating. Nothing that you're meant to have will be lost on you. Sometimes you have to let a love go to see if it grows stronger on its own or if it wilts and dies. I think you let go of something. For some of you, it's still festering and growing stronger, and some of you, you're realizing that it is time to let it go. Yeah. Gotta let go of that gold digger for sure. You got the wrong kind of love attached to you. You're very attached to materialistic things and this world that you've built that you don't even really want to participate anymore. You're just afraid of losing everything. We need to take a break, but you need to separate or you are separated. I respect you so much, runner. I'm going to block them and try to move on. So you're running away from something you really want and somebody you really respect because in this life you're not as bold or as willing to give up all the things that you have built. Okay, so what is this past life trying to tell you? Abundance in reverse. Money is not the answer. And when you actively push away something that is meant to be in for you or come in for you, Spirit's going to keep bringing it to your door, just in different ways. And eventually you're going to take it. So you're slowing down your own happiness and abundance by ignoring it. Completion. It needs to end. You need to let go of this relationship. You have a lot of guilt for that. Doesn't make you a bad parent. It doesn't make you a bad person. This wasn't true love in the beginning, and it's not going to grow into true love. I hate to be blunt about it, but this is why you are getting this message. You had the gumption, and in that past life you just did it, and there was a lot more repercussions then than there is now. And this person says you picked each other then when death was on the line. Like, you could literally die for being divorced. Like, you can do this. Everything else can be replaced. You are off balance. You are not okay. You are hot-tempered because you feel like you're losing something that's perfect for you, that's calling to you. And the more you push away from it, the more you are angry with yourself, with the situation. You're throwing yourself into work, thinking you're going to forget about this person or that's going to make you happy. It's just a band-aid. You're isolating yourself. From happiness and true contentment to play a part. Oh, Logos. Miracle and passion. You can manifest a new life. I think you are trying to work through this guilt and work through what you need to do. You do have passion for something else and someone else. This new life. That passion isn't going away. It's just getting more intense. But you're insecure. You're afraid to put yourself out there and get rejected. You're afraid to lose everything and be laughed at. Who cares? Who the fuck cares who laughs at you? Is it their life? Let them laugh. I hope they joke on it. Anybody who laughs at anyone's pain is a shit person, and you don't want them in your life anyway. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Richard. You feel me? Yeah, you are grieving. You're hurting, feeling you're missing your life. Prayer. Some of you could have lost a genuine love, like they could have died, and you're just not believing that love's ever going to come back in and you're not putting yourself out there. And I feel like this departed lover is saying you had two loves in this life and you're going to have two loves in this one. And although they're not an evil karmic, they weren't the true love of your life. Victim. This person has made you a victim. They're taking from you. Some of you do have very nasty karmic partners. Or they're always playing the victim. Or they will to the community. Rejection impasse. Yeah, you're afraid of rejection. You also could have got rejected by this karmic partner because you weren't rejecting it on your own. So Spirit intervened and forced a tower by the karmic actually breaking up with you, which is like, okay, well, now what? Now what do I do? My comfort zone is broken anyway. Why is rejection here? Self-worth. You're thinking the person you want isn't going to want you back. This is what's stopping you from going on your quest. You don't know how that person feels about you, so it's not worth the risk. You're like, well, it's just fake, it's all in my head, and there you go. You're not expanding. You're letting the fear monster win. Don't let the fear monster win. In the past life, you had a lot of shit. A lot of people you were responsible for. You had a lot riding on your shoulders, and you lost far more than you will ever lose today. And you chose it then, and people respected you for it. They saw the truth. As long as you are genuine and authentic and you follow your heart, the same will happen in this life. You just have to choose love, just like you choose this love every other time. You're just at that same spot. Stay or go, stay or go, stay or go, and you always get to this point. I say go. As the cards have said, it works out for you when you choose to fight for it. When you choose to let it go and keep it gone, then you never find each other in that lifetime. It's up to you. Do you want it or not? I think you should take it. Be bold. YOLO. Technically in this body. Make it count. Even though we return on earth, we have things to do here. And we have people to love over and over and over again. Go get this person. Ditch the zero, get the hero. Love you guys. If you like this and want more like it in the future, give me a thumbs up below. And I will see you next time. Signing out. Bye.